As I sat with the Lord today, the Lord showed me that there were false ownerships that the enemy was attempting to put over God's people recently. The enemy is trying hard to take ownership of significant breakthrough that God is bringing over Passover in the lives of God's people individually, corporately, and in the earth. I heard the Lord say at Passover, apply my blood over your lives, and revoke the attack of the enemy for ownership, and by faith take ownership of what I am speaking over your lives. Revoke, officially cancel, a decree, decision, or promise. Synonyms: cancel, repeal, rescind, reverse, annul, nullify, declare null and void, make void, void, invalidate, render invalid, quash. Google. I felt it was very significant as we move into this Passover that we are crossing over into greater promises of God, and the move of God in the enemy is attempting to take ownership in the Spirit. But as we revoke any attack of ownership by applying the blood of Jesus and declaring the blood of Jesus over our lives, the Lord showed me a deliverance happening for many at Passover, and deliverances in the earth. This is a time to revoke ownership the enemy is attempting to take in the earth through COVID-19, through standing in the gap, 2 Chronicles 7:14, and then in our lives individually and in families. The Lord highlighted to me that it was so important to be intentional this Passover in our decree, in our faith, in our position to revoke the false claims of the enemy by the application of the blood of the Lamb. As the blood of Jesus is applied over lives at this time of Passover, there will be a crossing over that will take place, a deliverance for many of God's people, a healing and impartations received from the Lord. Friends, I encourage you, take communion over Passover, reflecting on what the Lord has done, and thank Him for the power of His blood. Revoke the attack of the enemy over your life, revoke any false claims, and decree the truth. This is a threshold being crossed over in the Spirit for a greater move of His Spirit in our lives, through our lives, and in the nations of the earth. The importance of this Passover weighed heavily on me, in how we position ourselves in this Passover time, and position our hearts, and engage with Him intentionally by faith, as not only will time Passover be a time of deliverance, but also impartation. I heard Him say this Passover will be marked as a time of crossover, deliverance, and taking greater ownership of what I am speaking to my people, as they stand in faith, and in the revelation of the power of my shed blood. And they overcame and conquered him, because of the blood of the Lamb, and because of the word of their testimony, for they did not love their life and renounce their faith even when faced with death. Revelation 12:11, Amp.